Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Monday night Facebook Live. I am Laura Betts, your resident oxygen lady, and it's great to see each and every one of you again this evening. If you're listening to this on the replay, again, welcome, welcome. We do Facebook Lives every Monday at 6 o'clock, and each week I'm trying to bring you some new information, whether it's about holistic health, whether it's about hyperbaric oxygen mechanisms, whether it's about a personal story. And I just got back from ECO 2024 in Dallas, Texas. It was an incredible conference, and I have lots and lots of new information to share with you. And I'll be pulling some of that information over the next few weeks and breaking it down into some awesome topics. And of course, when I travel, one of my inside secrets is I use hyperbaric oxygen therapy to maintain my optimal health. I use hyperbaric oxygen therapy not just for wellness applications or to fix something, but I do use it preventatively. And when we travel, it's really hard on the immune system. And I'm going to share with you some of the inside tips and tricks and how we use hyperbaric oxygen therapy to keep us functional and how we use it to support our immune health. So again, welcome, welcome. It's great to have each one of you here. Again, we do Facebook Lives every Monday at 6 o'clock. And this is an opportunity, by the way, for you to ask us questions real time in the chat. And if you know somebody that's got some questions, they're thinking about hyperbaric oxygen therapy, they have some questions about natural health, they're considering how they can rebalance their body naturally if they're looking to heal, detox, and repair, I would love to answer those questions for them. Again, this is an opportunity for them to ask questions real time in the chat. So welcome, welcome. It's great to have you here. Tonight's topic, again, is why you should do hyperbaric oxygen therapy before and after travel. And I want to grab something, so just hold on this one. And last week, by the way, I did go ahead and talk about the 3 most important things in hyperbaric medicine. And I did some real-time dosage calculations in that example. The 3 most important things in hyperbaric oxygen therapy are dosage, dosage, and dosage. One of the things in my job that I don't love doing is when I get a consult and we find out that the person was an above average candidate for hyperbaric oxygen therapy, but they were treated at a deficient dosage. So while they did see results, they did not see the big wow, the significant results that we would have been expecting had they been treated at a more appropriate dosage. So really cool things there all the way around. And again, tonight's topic is why you should do hyperbaric oxygen therapy before and after travel. All right, so let me go ahead and get into it and talk about this. Now, for those of you that are just joining me, again, I am founder and facility director of Hyperbarics RX in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I've done some earlier videos on my story, and I'm going to keep sharing some of that information. But Hyperbarics RX, we are a holistic hyperbaric center in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and we also do telehealth all over the world. So just because you're not local to us doesn't mean that we can't help you. We have a variety of different ways to support you. I, by the way, am a longtime member of the Andy Diving Hyperbaric and Medical Board. I'm also Vice President of Substance Abuse Programming and Protocol Integration for the International Hyperbaric Medical Foundation. Our facility here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, we are a anti-hyperbaric training and research site. So we have cutting edge information. We have the latest and the greatest. We are constantly learning, constantly training, constantly getting new information. Again, we just got back from ECO 24. ECO, by the way, stands for Exponential Clinical Outcomes. And this is the slides. This is a copy of the slides from the different presentations. So really amazing, just incredible speakers. I got to see some of my awesome holistic health and fellow quantum nutrition practitioners, and it was just absolutely amazing. I do also want to remind you again, if you're listening to us for the first time, Hyperbarics RX is an Andy certified hyperbaric facilities. We have HCOs on staff, and there is a really big difference. And I've done some other videos talking about the many benefits of diving with an Andy certified hyperbaric facility under the direction of Andy certified chamber operators. And I myself am a certified chamber operator instructor. And if you are one of our Andy sites, or if you're thinking about joining us, we have a training program coming up next week for our certified hyperbaric chamber operator. We're starting the part 1 lecture, and you can get some information there on andyhq.com. So let me start by our deep dive into tonight's topic. And again, why should you do HBOT before and after travel? So let me talk a little bit about before. Now, again, I've discussed oxygen mechanisms, and one of the big things that hyperbaric is able to do is it supports our immune system, and it has very specific bactericidal mechanisms. Now, if you thought you were getting sick, you really can't just take an antibiotic prophylactically, preventatively. And part of the reason for that is because the antibiotics, they don't just kill good gut bacteria, they actually kill all of the bad stuff too. They are a nuclear option. And in fact, many people have serious microbiome disruptions. They have serious gut disruptions as a consequence for taking antibiotics. Something that you may not be aware of right now, because of the disruptions in our food supply, it takes about 8 years for the body to heal the microbiome, to replenish the damage from the destruction of the good gut bacteria. That's our immune system, from a single course of antibiotics. And that number seems almost hard to believe. But when you consider the fact that there is very little in our current food supply to enrich the gut, this is why targeted supplementation starts to become so important. Now, hyperbaric, on the other hand, it is a broad spectrum bactericide, virucide. It even has some antiparasitic and some oncocidal properties. There is documentation clinically on hyperbaric oxygen being destructive to certain types of cancer cells, and that's a pretty neat thing. So what happens a lot of times when we're traveling, right? We don't get enough sleep, there's stress, maybe we're not eating the way we would. We're racing to the airport. We're eating airport food. We're eating things that maybe have a lot of sugar in it, things that are a lot of chemicals. We also know that the toxins are what actually open the door for the pathogens. So it's the environmental issues that ultimately upset our mitochondria. And when the mitochondria becomes damaged, well, that directly affects the immune system. I've done some earlier discussions on drainage funnel and mitochondria function. And I've done deep dives into those topics, so they're listed under our videos. So again, I encourage you to check them out. So one of the most amazing things that you can do, and one of the neat benefits of a hyperbaric oxygen session, is you can do this before the trip. So that gives a boost to the immune system. If there was some bad guys there that were hanging out that hadn't produced symptoms yet, like when our immune system gets run down from the stress of travel, they can be very beneficial. Most of us are in some kind of inflammatory cycle, even mild inflammation, as a consequence of some of the disruptions in our diet. So again, just being able to bring down that inflammatory cycle is a lot of benefit to us, because when we fly on a plane, we actually are subjected to a slight higher level of inflammation. Talking about some of the physics here, surface pressure, 1 ATA, 1 atmosphere absolute, where we're hanging out right now. Our body has about 14.68 pounds per square inch of pressure exerted on us. That's how much atmospheric pressure is. And we don't feel it right now because everything is out of balance. Well, cabins on airplanes, they don't pressurize to 14.7. Most of them pressurize to around 12 psi, usually a hair under 12 psi. Now, 2 psi may seem like it's not very much, but when you're talking about the difference, the change in pressure, the shift in gradient to our bodies, it actually causes an inflammatory cycle. And this is one of the big issues, by the way, with air evacing people that have severe injuries. They end up with a secondary injury because of the reduction of pressure. It makes the inflammation worse. It makes the swelling worse. And some of you may have experienced that firsthand. So when we're doing a hyperbaric session before we get on a plane, we're getting ahead of some of that consequence of inflammation. We're also a broad spectrum bactericide, viruside. We're going ahead and killing bad guys that may have not produced symptoms. And then a whole separate mechanism, we're supporting our immune system, we're supercharging our white blood cells, we're making them better hunters with bigger guns, and there's a lasting effect to that. So before your trip, if you want to have a better experience travel, if you want to take the opportunity to reduce the potential for some symptoms, to reduce the risk of getting sick, to reduce some of the jet lag, to reduce some of the fatigue, it's great to do a hyperbaric session the day before your flight. In my perfect world, I do a hyperbaric session the day before and the second day before. So day one, day two, right before the flight, I'm going ahead and making sure that I get a hyperbaric session in place. Now, the reverse is also true. Even if your immune system is holding in there, even if your immune system is pretty strong, we are exposed to so much when we're traveling. All of these different people from all of these different countries with all of these different antibodies, and you add the stress of weather changes, and sometimes, sometimes maybe the area that we're in isn't as clean as we would like it to be because it's got a high traffic area. So all of those things, all of that exposure take a toll on our immune system. So when we get back, we want to go ahead and do, again, another 1 to 2 hyperbaric sessions immediate after travel to go ahead and re-bring down that chronic inflammation, go ahead and support our immune system. And then again, let's see if we can take advantage of the fact that we don't have any symptoms, that they haven't produced symptoms yet. And it really does an amazing thing to support our immune system. Speaking personally, there was a time in my life where I was doing a tremendous amount of travel, and I went through a period where I wasn't doing so well, and I seemed to be getting sick. And in fact, on the last trip that we took, I did not do my hyperbaric session before I got on the plane. And I really, really felt the difference. So sometimes the shoemaker's kid goes barefoot. Those 1 to 4 sessions, just putting 2 on the front, 2 on the back. Even if you did 1 on the front, 1 on the back, it is a best kept secret. And it is part of the way that I handled such an aggressive travel schedule. And it's part of the way I'm able to preserve and support our immune system. So I'm not sure if you knew how well hyperbaric can help increase your health. I'm not sure if you're aware of the immune benefits of hyperbaric. And here's an inside tip and trick on how to apply the modality. Now, again, this is also a very specific protocol. So if you are doing a pre-flight kind of support where we want to do just some general immune support before our trip and we want to do some general immune support after our trip, this is another example of something that's very dosage dependent. And this is another reason why you want to come to an Andy certified hyperbaric facility, because we're going to create the best opportunity for efficacy. We have all of these different protocols, and we're able to customize depending on what your individual needs are. And we have a lot of people that use hyperbaric as an ongoing biohacking tool. They use it in different ways. They use it for performance enhancement. They use it for recovery. They use it for immune support. They use it to heal faster. So there's so many different things that we can do, and there's so many different ways we can apply it. And again, unlike an antibiotic, unlike some of these other things that we couldn't do preventatively because they're not a neutral, they do cause harm. We're only going to benefit from the hyperbaric oxygen therapy. Now, I also want to share with you one of my favorite products. And of course, you've all heard about vitamin C. And everybody loves vitamin C. And there's been lots and lots of information about vitamin C. But an interesting point about health is we need to do the right thing in the right order for the right, at the right amount for the right length of time. And there's a lot of products that are synthetic. They're not bioaccessible. They're basically chemicals. And while we love the way that it works, we love the idea that it's going to support our immune system, practically speaking, they don't really do that. So one of my inside tricks is I do use vitamin C to support my immune system, but I do it with a very bioactive version of it. So this is one of my absolute favorite products. It's called Amla Pure Super C. It is a powder. It's 100. It's vitamin C. It's got some zinc in it, and it is extremely bioaccessible, and it is super supportive. So this is again another inside tip and trick, and I thought this would be a great opportunity. So this is our featured product of the month. We have this product here in stock. It's super complementary to your immune system in general. It helps to support the bifidobacterium. And bifidobacterium, by the way, is our good gut bacteria. And when you combine this product with a prophylactic hyperbaric session where you're doing some pre-travel and post-travel dive support, it really is a supercharge to the immune system. It's a biohack. And again, this is one of the things that I do personally. This is one of my favorite products, and I personally use it, and it's product of the month. So we'd love to share some more information, and as always, give you tips and tricks to optimize your health naturally. So I hope this gave you some inside secrets. And we are, again, a holistic hyperbaric center, and we offer discount dive packages. We have wellness programs, and we do personalized dive plans to specifically help you rebalance your health naturally. We also do programs to rebalance your body using physician grade supplements, targeted supplementation. This is stuff that's super bioaccessible. This isn't the same stuff that you're getting at the supermarket or at the convenience store. This is special stuff, and it is the right product. And we're going to make sure that it's in the right amount for you personally for the right amount of time. So again, we have lots and lots of tools and tricks here to help you. And our personalized programs are designed to naturally support and rebalance your body. So we really look forward to sharing all of this wonderful information with you. So I hope this was informative. Again, I do Facebook Lives every Monday at 6 o'clock. We've got quite an amazing library of videos that are built up. They're built on topics that I've talked about before. So please go ahead and check that out in our video section. And as always, I love having you join me each and every Monday. So thank you again so much for coming out and seeing us this evening. My name is Laura Betts. I am the Oxygen Lady, and I look forward to seeing you on our next Facebook Live. Thank you. Thank you.